Hello, welcome to today's stimulus update and news report for all you entrepreneurs, small business owners, and nonprofits out there. Happy Monday. We have a lot of important news to get to. As you all are joining in, do make sure that you put any questions or concerns in the comments. I will try to get to them live on the air. If I can't get to them live, as always, I will follow up after the show. But we have a lot of important information, updates regarding the Restaurant Revitalization Program, Ertc, the Eidl program, very important news regarding that. More grants to share today, so you definitely don't want to miss this. I'm going to ask my Sba Talk family to please share this with as many people as you can, business owners, entrepreneurs. Tag them, especially if they are a restaurant owner and childcare provider, because I have some really important news for those businesses today. So I appreciate you tagging them in this video as well, because many times, especially those in these industries, don't they're maybe not on social media, so they're not getting the regular updates that you are getting. So we appreciate that as always too. Give this a thumbs up, hit that like button, that love button, so that more business owners are able to see this video. And if you're new, welcome. Shout yourself out in the comments. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and what your business is. Okay. And then as always, we have resources. They're in the description of this video and the show notes, so you can go right to them. The programs and grants that I talk about are on our grant tracker. That is our free listing. So that link is also amongst the resources. So you can go directly to our grant tracker to find the grant or the program that you need, right? Or that you want to go ahead and apply to. So the first thing that I want to do today is start off just by talking about, this is so great because I want to give a shout out to all of the business owners that won the Small Business Persons of the Year award that was given out by the SBA, the Small Business Administration. So this announcement was made last week by Administrator Gunsman to honor all the state Small Business Persons of the Year award. And so this covered all of the states, and I believe it may have included Puerto Rico as well. And then these winners will be formally recognized on May the 5th. So that's coming up. So you want to make sure you're in attendance. This will be during the National Small Business Week Virtual Summits Award Ceremony. And that will take place between May 2nd and May 5th. And this year's virtual summit theme is building a better America through entrepreneurship. Now that's something I can get behind, because I believe that in order to have a better America, a great path to that is entrepreneurship. Want to give a special shout out to one of my peers here in Ohio. She won, and she has, her company is their lead virtual assistant. She has a virtual assistance agency. Highly recommend her all the time. And she won for Ohio. So congratulations to her, and congratulations to every small business owner who won. And if you are one of the winners, let us know in the comments so we can congratulate you and celebrate you. So some other really big news. So I've been talking about this for a long time now, that there are advocates, even in Congress, that are still pushing to restore the Restaurant Revitalization Program. Okay, so this is for all the restaurant and bar owners who applied to this program when it launched under the American Rescue Plan Act. It was always underfunded, and so the many of the applicants that applied to this program did not walk away with a grant, unfortunately. And it's been a big push to add more money to the pot. And so I want to say some good news is that the House of Congress, okay, passed a $55 billion bill that would extend the Restaurant Revitalization Fund and add additional small business relief. Okay, so of that, $42 billion would go to the restaurant program that launched again under the American Rescue Plan Act, and then $13 billion would go towards other small businesses. So that's all it says. It doesn't go into the detail as of yet. We know nearly 300,000 business owners applied to this program, but only 1/3 received funding, right? Received their grant. This was a grant program up to $10 million. So that's huge. That's significant. And there was much litigation around this program. So even those businesses that were approved, many of them, their approvals were rescinded. So that was very devastating for businesses. And I don't know that all of them made it out, because we've lost so many restaurants and bars through the pandemic. But this is something that is still being pushed. Now, it still needs to pass the Senate. It still needs to pass the Senate. So I'm hopeful that it will pass the Senate. So all of you all that applied, you submitted a qualified application, that you will be able to get your relief under this particular program. But stay tuned, because I'm going to be talking about the employee retention tax credit and shortly. And that's also another program that most of you all that are in the restaurant industry would qualify for if you have W-2 employees. So I'll get back to that in a second. I do want to talk about really quickly the student loan moratorium. I have put a post out about this, and so I would really like to know you all's thoughts. Okay, so this is the 6th extension. So the moratorium on student loan payments, interest payments, and collections has been extended for the 6th time through August 31st of 2020. So many of you all were excited about it. Then we had some people saying, oh, why don't they just cancel it already? Let me know what you feel about it, what your thoughts are. I would be so happy if they canceled it. And here's the thing. This is one of the reasons why they keep extending it. They know what a burden it is on the American people. And you're talking about over 43 million student loan borrowers that are struggling to pay their student loans. So I definitely appreciate and thank them for continuing to extend this out, so that Americans can use that money to do other things, right? To take care of their livelihood, their homes, and other things that they need to, because student loan payments are very expensive. But what they're doing, President Biden has not he has not said that he's not going to do it. It's still under consideration to cancel it. My belief is that they're continuing to seek out how to do it, to determine how they're going to go about doing it, and when, so that they can do it in a way that is going to be legal, right? You have to understand they have majority, but it's slim. And so there's many members of Congress that do not want student loan forgiveness or cancellation. So they're still pushing. So understand that there's still advocates, there's still members of Congress that are still pushing to make it happen. That's why it passed the House. But it got very few votes from Republicans. Okay. So that is what it is. So they're trying to figure out how to do it. It would be so great if they are able to cancel them. But there have been student loans that have been canceled. I mean, billions and billions of dollars that have been canceled. They reworked the forgiveness programs for public workers. So if you are, and I put this post out too, if you are a public worker, they revamped the entire program because it was deficient. It was not working the way it was intended to work. Those public servants that put in applications were either denied inappropriately, or it was just put in the trash or on the back burner when you were supposed to be able to get access to that forgiveness once you meet the qualifications. So I spoke on that in one of my previous videos. So definitely reach out. You should know who your contact is for public service workers for the loan forgiveness programs once you meet those qualifications. So again, the program has been streamlined. Requirements temporarily have been streamlined as well. So go after it. Get your loans forgiven if you can. So that is the student loan update on the moratorium. And then seek out, let me know as well, have you continued to pay on your student loans, or have you taken a pause under, while the moratorium is in place? Please note that there are different programs that are available to make your student loan payments easier to manage. Okay, so they have at least 4 different types of programs. I'm under one program as we speak, and so right now, even without the pandemic, my payments are set to zero because I'm under an income-based program. So definitely look into those alternatives as well, because eventually the student loans will restart. So you want to be prepared for that. Now, there's also something that to be mindful of, which is really good, just based on some of the language, is that those that are in like collections, so your default, there is a chance that you will have a fresh start. So once it starts, they started back up, you may have a fresh start, meaning that you may no longer be in collections and you have a fresh start to start paying your student loans back. So I know that would be great, because being in default of any kind, it has a negative impact on your credit and your ability to just get access to other types of opportunities. So I know many people that are in that situation, that I personally have helped to get into one of these programs. So that's important. You don't want to stay in default, and know that this won't last forever. But hopefully, when they do end it, there will be another form of forgiveness or cancellation. And most likely, it will not be all at once. Most likely, it will be in waves, if it is like it has been during the pandemic. So again, those are the student loan programs, moratorium. Look into that, and again, it's extended till August. Then in August, it will continue. So make sure that you're prepared for that. One of the biggest updates I wanted to give today is regarding EIDL. First, want to give out a shout out to Elizabeth. She commented on one of my YouTube videos over the weekend. She was super excited to report back to me that over the weekend she got approved and signed her loan documents for her COVID EIDL. She has been one of those, like many of you all, that have been in it for the long haul, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and she finally broke through. And she referenced the video that I put out on Friday. So if you have not seen that video, go check that video out. That was from Friday. We have many videos that have helped hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs and small business owners during the pandemic just by watching our videos. I do explainer videos to try to make it really super easy for you to understand these programs and how to overcome the challenges so that you can get the financial lifeline you need for your business. So again, shout out and congratulations for her. So she's on her way to getting her EIDL loan funds deposited. This is some real big news regarding EIDL, is that it's going to be coming to a close again soon. For those that are in process, this is not for those that are seeking a new loan or new EIDL grant. This is for those that are still in the pipeline, and you're talking about hundreds of thousands that are still in the pipeline to get either their EIDL grant or their EIDL loan. And the SBA has made many changes, so they put out an email. So typically what happens is they'll put out an email first before they put out any like public, like official notices. So just anticipate that funds are drying up. And even though, like I last reported, that funds were around 100 billion, that's a lot of money. But you have to consider how the volume of applications that are in the pipeline and how much they are requesting, and the percentage of those that are requesting that will get approved. So they have all of these formulas working in the background. And so as it gets closer and closer to the pot dwindling down to consider everyone that is still in the pipeline, then you're closing that gap. And so the SBA has made many updates, including when they changed the fact that you could not apply for the supplemental targeted grant after December 31st of 2021. Then they updated and said as of January 22, you could only do one consideration. They also changed it and said that you had to have had your reconsideration in by a certain time in order to be considered if your application had already been denied. So they're doing this because they're accounting for how much money is still left and how many businesses are still left. I also reported, and it's on their website, SBA's website, that if you have a loan for loan increase requests, that you have 2 years, but it's always been 2 years or until the money runs out. And so in this email, they stated that they're anticipating closing the process. So when people ask me what is in process, those that are already in the pipeline. So whether your application, whether you've been denied and need to appeal, or you've been denied and in reconsideration or reevaluation for the grant, or you have requested or want to request a loan modification to get an increase of your EIDL loan that you have already received, I would highly recommend that you go ahead and request that increase now rather than later, anticipating that they will close the program. Unless they, again, extend the program, add more funds to it, which they have not indicated that they will. I just don't want you to be left out, right? So now people, business owners and entrepreneurs and nonprofits are starting to request those increases. And when you request your increases, please make sure that you're not going super fast. A lot of you are making mistakes and requesting the wrong amount, then want to change it. If we know anything, it takes a long time for the SBA to change anything. So don't expect that if you made a mistake, an error, or you selected the wrong amount, that overnight you will have opportunity to request another increase. It just does not work that way. But if, again, in order to get an increase, you must not have reached your max. So a lot of you all are asking for increases and you've already reached your max. So congratulations. You got everything all the monies that you were entitled to under the program based on the businesses that you submitted that were legitimate or verifiable and fell under the rules of the SBA. All of this information is on the SBA's website at sba.gov/EIDL. So if you want to know how you calculate your maximum based on your business, you want to go to that FAQ, because it depends on your business structure and your tax filings. That determines how they and you can calculate your max. So you calculate and you can determine if you've already reached your max or not before you go ahead and take the time to submit for an increase in your amount. Okay. So, and then some of you all have multiple businesses, but the businesses, again, it goes back to how they're structured and how the SBA looks at or considers if you have more than one business. If it does not meet their standard, then it's not 2 businesses or 3 businesses or however many multiple businesses you are submitting. So it's important, again, go to the FAQs and review it, and they give you clear definitions on what they consider multiple businesses and what they will accept as 2 separate applications for 2 separate businesses. Okay. And if it does not meet that guideline, it doesn't meet that guideline. Okay. Some of you all are running into a problem because of how you filed your taxes, or you didn't file your taxes. Okay. And many of you all are running to do amendments. I'm here to tell you that you can do amendments to correct your tax filings, but that doesn't mean or guarantee that they will be accepted by the IRS or acknowledged by the IRS or the SBA for the purposes of qualifying for the EIDL program. Again, it can be legitimate, but understand that these programs have had so much fraud, whether they tell you or not. In the background, there's a fraud flag alert. Not to say it is fraud, but they're questioning, okay, why now are you now going back to amend taxes, right? And so some of you all, you did it wrong, or the person you hired did it wrong. Okay. They did your taxes incorrectly. That is not the SBA's fault. The SBA is going based on the documentation that you provided to them. Like some of you all didn't do your taxes. Now you're running trying to get them done and then wanting them to be on file with the IRS. They're already slow. Know that if you're amending anything, it's going to be slower. Okay. And the time is always ticking. So I just said that they're about to run out and they're expected to make a announcement that is closed, right? And so this is for you all that have been denied or in reconsideration process. Many of you all have sent me messages about your business not being verifiable. Understand that they look at a number of different things to determine if your business is legitimate, right? So, and taxes is one of those things. So if you didn't do your taxes right, or the person you had did them, didn't do Schedule C's the way they're supposed to, or didn't include your business on your tax return. Even though you're running a business, if it's not on your tax return, it's not a business for the purposes of this program. In most programs, okay? And for this program, I know someone else who they have multiple businesses, or they had a business, they should have put it under one Schedule C, and they put a many different Schedule C's, and they shouldn't have done that, okay? That's why it's so important to seek professional advice from professionals, professional tax consultants, professional accountants, and then have one that is educating you along the way. Make sure you have access to all of your files, all of your tax returns. There should never be an instance where you hand off something, even people asking about grants and doing grants and applying for these programs on your behalf. You need to know what is going on in your business, because ultimately it comes back to you. You're the one responsible. You're the one that misses out if you don't do it right or they don't do it right. Right? So these are some of the things that are happening, and I know it can be a very complex, confusing process. That's why we offer one-on-one consults, but again, they are limited. So you don't want to keep submitting reevaluations or reconsiderations if you are not confident that you're meeting the requirements, if you are not submitting it correctly. And so many of you are doing that. You're like, okay, now I've submitted 3, 4, 5. That's where they're limiting how many now you can submit, because you need to know what you're doing when you submit it the first time. So to avoid all of this back and forth on your EIDL loan reconsiderations or your EIDL grant reevaluations. So I do understand the complexities of it. That's why I always recommend seeking expert advice for everything, because the bottom line is you're going to pay more on the back. It's going to cost you more. You're going to pay more, or it's going to cost you more on the back end when we try to do it ourselves. And we don't have the level of expertise that is needed for whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish. And this is not one of those programs you want to take lightly. It's been in high demand since the program began. There's been many millions of businesses funded under the program. Still many businesses trying to get their funds under the program. And we just want to make sure that you can get it before the program closes out. Okay. And so understand also, like one person, they just submitted a request for an increase after so long, right? So it's been a long time. And so they went into their portal, which you have to. So if you want to request an increase, you do this through your portal. And some of you all still haven't accessed your portals and don't know how to contact the SBA, and they will help you to be able to do it. But when she went in, she discovered that there were all these requests for documents, right? So these are all new documents from when she applied and was approved and funded in 2020. So expect that you will have to, there are several documents, most of which, I believe, or if not all, most of these documents and forms, we have done a explainer video on. So you could just go to that video that explains the form and how to fill it out and what's required. And some people come back to me, well, I didn't request only but so much, and why are they asking me for this form? Regardless of why they want it, They need it to verify your business, and or if you want the funds, then you need to provide the documentation and upload it appropriately to your portal or email if they request it by email. Okay, so that is the EIDL program. Okay, I will answer questions in just a second. If you just drop them in the comments, and I'll get back to those shortly. PPP audits. You could Google this and see that they have already started. So I'm gonna mention it again because we always have new people. Just to be prepared, is nothing to be scared or nervous about unless you purposely, committed fraud or purposely withheld information or gave incorrect information. If not, you should expect as a business owner at some point in time in your business, you'll get some type of an audit. So you just want to make sure that you know the process, that you, if you are in a situation where you receive an audit, that you can just provide the documentation. That's it. So I always tell business owners to make sure you always keep your documentation. And it's sad that I have to say this because so many don't. I can't tell you how many times in my career, my entire career, that documentation has saved me many times. And if I did not have my documentation, it would have been a bad situation. So always keep your documentation for yourself, for your records, so you know what's happening. Don't delete documentations. Even emails that they send you, you can print them off, PDF them, upload them. You can put them in a file in your email folder, label them properly so you know how to find them when you need them. But they are starting with the companies that receive the largest funds, and then they'll be working their way down. The PPP forgiveness process is still in play here, and the SBA is also looking out to close those forgiveness out at the third quarter. In third quarter, it may be sooner. The bulk of the loans that are still outstanding, or those that have not requested loan forgiveness, are the smallest of small businesses. Okay, those with $50,000 or less, $25,000 or less. Many of you all still have not submitted your request for forgiveness when it's so easy to do so. Going through your lender, if your lender has opted into the SBA portal, just go through your the SBA's direct portal that was rolled out specifically for loans under 150,000. So most of my peers that I know have already received forgiveness, so they're good to go. I just don't want to see you all out there, especially those with these smaller loans, to get an email saying that you now need to start paying money back, that you shouldn't be paying back, but it's simply you paying it back because somebody told you didn't need, it was automatically forgiven, you didn't need to apply to have it forgiven, or you just procrastinating. Okay, so procrastination is going to get you a bill in the mail that says your payment is due. It becomes due 10 months after your covered period. So whether your covered period was 8 weeks or 24 weeks, it's 10 months after that, your payments become due. So let me know in the comments if you've already received a payback notice for your PPP loan. So not everybody got full forgiveness. So if you are appealing or need to appeal, make sure that you're responding timely. I can't say that enough of how important that is, because if you miss the deadlines on appeals, that's it. You just have to accept whatever the outcome is. But if you believe that the decision was incorrect and you want to pursue action, then you need to make sure that you're responding within 30 days. And so they will let you know. They will provide you with all of that information when you get your determination letter. And so there's many levels of review processes. Again, so just make sure that you're following up, monitoring for those, submitting any requested information, attending any hearings or whatever that they ask, that you do that through the process. Okay, so again, that's PPP forgiveness and the PPP audits that are now underway. Okay, so I wanted to talk about also the employee retention tax credit. We'll continue to talk about it. I did last week a step-by-step video on how to claim your employee retention tax credit. This is for all those businesses, companies, nonprofits, churches that have or had W-2 employees that are on payroll, for which you pay payroll taxes. This is a refundable payroll tax credit that is due to you, but you have to claim it. And many of you all have not claimed it. You don't know about it. Nobody told you about it, or they told you that you didn't qualify, and you do qualify. So we have partnered up with the experts. This is one of the most complex credits or stimulus relief programs to claim. This is not one you want to be doing on your own. You need a certain level of expertise to be able to do this, and we have it. So we've been helping hundreds of businesses. We're already well over $3 million in the amount of claims that I have personally helped businesses get back. That's not all the claims, but personally, okay? So I have a large team. Shout out to my team of helpers out there who have partnered with us to help business owners across the country get access to this tax credit. This tax credit is up to $26,000 per employee. Now, this is amazing. So one of my partners actually is in the home care space. She actually is a mogul. She has many businesses, but she's really big in home health care, like in real estate, and she's on our team as well. She was late. She was procrastinating, right? She had a death in the family and all that, but she got her paperwork in, and we were able to quickly tell her, that she qualified and what she qualified for. And she only qualified for one quarter. But what did that one quarter get her? Over $34,000 in tax credits that she's going to get deposited into her bank account because it's due back to her. Okay, so this is not a loan program. So if somebody told you that this isn't real, this is real. It launched at the same time as PPP and EIDL. It is a program under the CARES Act. It's been extended a number of times like PPP and EIDL. The biggest change that happened is the ability to receive this tax credit and PPP. You could not do that in the beginning. That was a significant game changer because that opened it up to a million more businesses that qualify. So even if, say for instance, your accountant said to you back in 2020, oh no, you don't qualify. They were right. But they may not have kept up with the regulations and the changes to the rules. Now, this program is under the Treasury Department, the IRS. So you can go to irs.gov and find the information, plug the ERTC in, or Employee Retention Tax Credit, and you will see all the information and all the pages of regulations, okay, that come with this program. But many of you business owners, and I would say 100% of the business owners that I've been able to help personally, no one ever told them. They had no clue that this was available to them. It is available. So I'm asking you all to share this with your peers, your small business peers that have employees. Tag them in this video. If you're on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you are, and you can tag their business page, tag them in this video, because more than likely they don't know about this program that can reap them huge benefits. This is money due back to them. I think the highest amount that I was able to get, we were able to help the business owner get, was $250,000. Not $250,000, $500,000. $500,000 for a business. Do you know what that would mean to a business? I mean, we've been able to help a business get $6,000. Do you know what that means for a business? Right? Because I can't tell you how much you can get. I can't even tell you if you qualify. I can tell you that you can take 5 to 10 minutes to see if your business qualifies for this program. And you can qualify under there's 3 different qualifiers, 3 different ways you can qualify. And it's not just revenue reduction, which is another challenge, because many of you are being told you had to have a revenue reduction in order to qualify. That is not true. That is not true. You could have not had a revenue reduction at all and still qualify under one of the other qualifiers. So again, go check out my step-by-step video. You can check it out on YouTube or our Facebook page. And I walk you through step-by-step of taking our survey, all the documents that you need to submit so that you can get it in quicker, and our team takes about 2 to 3 weeks to process it, to analyze, and then to be able to tell you how much you qualify for, and we get you the maximum amount you can possibly get. Okay, and then you sign that we file on your behalf with the IRS, and then the IRS is taking about 7 to 8 months. So the sooner you get it in, the better, because you want to avoid even further backlog. So you can expect that this is a Christmas gift, right? This will be like an early Christmas gift, early Christmas bonus for your business. I mean, it's just been amazing to hear from the small businesses what they've been able to get, what they're going to do or be able to do with the money that they're getting back due to this credit. And then guess what? By the way, the IRS is what else they're doing, and they're saying because you had to wait so long for this, we're going to add on interest. They're going to pay you interest on top of what you're getting. Okay. So again, this is huge. It's a phenomenal program. For-profits, nonprofits can get access to this credit, can possibly get approved for this particular credit. All types of businesses that have W-2 employees that were impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic and shut down orders. Okay, so feel free to reach out to me if you want to, if you are a business or you have a business or you want to partner on this. Just shoot me an email at hello@shebosstalk.com. Don't listen up. There's scammers in the comments that try to pretend to be us, impersonate us, and see they've created all these other emails. If it's not hello@shebosstalk.com, it is not us. Okay? Child care provider stabilization grants are still available in most instances. Federal relief dollars were dedicated for this, for child care providers. So this is another opportunity for you all to get not only the ERTC, but to also get these child care provider grants. That these grants help you as the business owner in your operations, and it's money to help those that you serve, your customers, the children that you watch, to provide grants to the parents to offset their costs of childcare because it is so expensive. So do reach out. That is administered by DHHS, and you can dollars are allocated to the state, so you can reach out to your family and family services department for information and an application to apply for that grant. Okay, so I want to mention some grants really quickly. And before I get that, I'm looking at all the comments out here, just seeing if there's any major ones. I do see people saying that they need grants and where they are in the process. Hello, they're shouting out their businesses, just looking for any major questions here. A lot of therapists want to meet those qualifications. Yeah. Oh, being hired as a contractor, agencies. Okay, I'll come back to that one. Let me see. I was told I'm going to round two. Oh, great! Someone applied for a grant, told they're going to round two. That is so awesome. Shout out to those that this is your first time tuning into the lives. Thank you so much. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification button so you know when we go live. Even if they file business taxes. I'm not sure of the question, Nikki Washington, regarding sole proprietors. What is the name of the PPP program she is speaking about? That is the name. It's PPP. It stands for Paycheck Protection Program, and it's closed. So you had to have gotten either first draw or second draw and be applying for forgiveness at this point because it's closed. Don't know if and when it will return. Yeah, so someone's asking, can you be considered a W-2 employee if you're the business owner? So for the purposes of ERTC, any period, yes, because I'm an employee of my business. But for the ERTC program, if you're the sole owner with a majority of 50% or more ownership in the business and you're the employee, you have to, you've been an employee is not within the qualifications. So that you have to exclude yourself from the qualifications and any immediate family members. And so that is reviewed on the survey when you take it, but any other employees, W-2 employees, would count. You just would not count as employee and immediate family. Let's see. Okay, so someone is saying that they've been scammed before. Again, please make sure that you're doing your due diligence. We never recommend responding to people in the comments. They're all kind of spammers and scammers. I don't know why you all respond to them. Okay, we always vet everything. You can always go to the pinned comment or the comment. We put all of our resources there. All these other people and bots and things, please ignore them. If they're sending you to WhatsApp and Telegram and Instagram, don't do it. You have to do your due diligence, because they're going to lead you to a path that you're not going to like. It is not real, and they do take advantage of business owners. So don't respond to them. Don't reply, and definitely don't give them any of your personal information. Okay, so let me just review some grants really quickly. We have grant resources that are available to you. Our grant tracker is free. It's on our website. It's the COVID-19 resource tab. And I just updated. I put like 10 plus new grants on the grant tracker over the weekend. And so that's how quickly they come out. And so I'm so glad that many of you all are applying for these grants. And many of you all are winning, right? The lady, she just said she just got to round 2. She got her round 2 notification. But remember what I say, that's not the end. Even when they say congratulations, you're awarded this grant. If you miss anything in the process before they put the money in your account, that money can be forfeited if you do not follow through with the process. So make sure that you're doing that. Monitoring is always, we do have, again, our very popular win grants with these masterclass coming up on April the 30th. Seats are filling up quickly. We always get those last few at the last minute on the day of after the event, saying, how can they get in? Can we squeeze them in? We cannot. Once it closes, it closes. So please don't wait till the last minute. Register, secure your spot while they are open. You still have some time until it closes out. So register. There's nothing like being in one of our classes. If you're serious about getting grants for your business or your nonprofit or your project or your creator, there's grants for all of these areas. Every industry, every type of business owner and entrepreneur, there's grant funding out there. You're talking about billions and billions and billions and billions. So now we're in the trillion of dollars that are available in grant funding at all levels. Federal government, state government, county government, local government, national, international grants. I mean, the opportunities are endless. It's just, are you ready to pursue them? Are you ready to shoot your shot? I know I am. I've made it a priority for my business. Let us know if you have made it a priority in your business to secure capital for your business, to secure free money for your business. The opportunities are out here. So let me tell you about some of these grants. I wanted to go over the hashtag Show Us Grant. This is by Getty Images and Dove. See these top businesses, companies that are partnering together to bring grant opportunities. Now, they are awarding $5,000 to who? Photographers and videographers. So I have so many peers that is their business to take photography and videography. Now, you can go to the website. It's on our grant tracker. Just go there. You will see Show Us Grant. So just go down to the essence, Show Us Grant. By Getty Images and Dove for $5,000. Now, I do know they're giving preferences to, I think, those who do photography and videography around like women and some other things. So like, I think maybe veterans or LGBT and these types of things. So they will tell you all the requirements, the application deadlines, all of that. They will tell you on the website. So just click on the website. And if you meet the qualifications, apply. Now, the deadline for this grant is April 30th. So again, you still have some time to get your applications in. If you know a photographer, videographer, is the grant is also posted. I posted a number of grants on our Facebook page, so make sure you're following us there. We drop a lot of grants on the timeline so that you all can see them and go after them. So just go tag them over there in that post so that they can take a look and apply. The Fearless Drivers Grant of $10,000 is available. Now, they have two different parts. They have a national open nationwide program that's open till December of 2022, I believe. But they also have different targeted states or cities. There's some cities that have been the target because my understanding is that these are some of the cities that's been most hard hit by underserved communities. So the Drivers Grant is open for St. Louis until the April the 17th. So if you know a woman business owner, Black business owner in St. Louis area, entrepreneur, tag them in this video, share this video with them, tell them to go apply for this grant. And there's other cities, so check the list. Check for this, the grant tracker for this, the national grant and the regional grants to see if you're in one of the regions, because each region has a separate cutoff date. Okay, so that's the Fearless Drivers Grant. This is another grant. It's called, it's the second round that they're opening. Okay, so like I said, many of these grants they're open second, third, fourth, fifth, and beyond, just depending on their grant. The grant, Small Business Growth Fund Grant. Small Business Growth Fund Grant is now open through May the 20th. This is a $5,000 grant. Okay, so are you a small business? Go to the website and see if you meet the qualifications and get your applications in. Many of these grants, most of the ones we share on our tracker have multiple rounds. They may have a grant every month. They may have a grant every quarter. They may have a grant every 2 times a year, or they may have an annual program. I've seen all of the above on our grant tracker, on our list. So we've done the heavy lifting. Use that, because one of the biggest challenges I hear is, where do you find these grants for small business? Where do I find it for my nonprofit? Where do I find it for, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a solopreneur, whatever. Start there on our grant tracker. Don't end there, because there's no way we can list every single grant that's out there. Go seek out, use our tips that's on the tracker, and go seek out grants in your own local area. And I'm serious, there's so many, we could never list them all, but I know many of you all miss them in your own communities because you don't know about them, you're not connected. So get connected so you can get access to those. Another grant is Digital Lift. This is a grant of $1,000 for nonprofits, okay? So I always try to bring you a variety so you can understand that it does not matter the type of your business or industry, there is a grant out there for you, okay? So this is Digital Lift, $1,000 for nonprofits, not only in the US, in the UK, in Canada, and Australia. The deadline is April 30th to apply, okay? So if you're a nonprofit, go get your digital grant. And nonprofits, I mean, there's thousands. There's thousands of grants for nonprofits. There's always have been, always will be. There's more grants for nonprofits than there will ever be for for-profits. For-profits hasn't even caught up yet. As much as there is available for for-profits, we have not caught up to the amount that is available for nonprofits, okay? So go after it. Just a reminder, U.S. Chamber of Commerce grant is still open for $25,000. iFund Women Entrepreneur of the Year Award, top prize is $100,000. Is still open. Shoot Your Shot NAV quarterly grant is still open for $10,000. Shoot Your Shot for that grant as well. And there are many, many, many more that you can find on our grant tracker that is available. Okay, so that's it. That's the stimulus update. Those are the grant updates. There's more even more than this on our grant tracker, even more that I would talk about. I'll do a special grant video sometime this week on just grants, where we'll be talking about some additional grants that are available for you and your small business. We help with so many funding needs. So whether you need a loan, you need lines of credit, we can help with all of that. Just feel free to send us a message anytime. Again, our email is hello@shebosstalk.com. As always, continue to be the boss with Amplify Impact. Continue to stay safe and in good health. Have a wonderful day and a productive week ahead.